Hey quilters, today we're going to talk about chenille potholders. We've been very busy at the shop this past week, and I've had a lot of ladies look at our chenille potholders we have on display, and they have a lot of questions asking how to do it. And so we're going to go over that today. It's super easy, it goes really fast. It's one of my favorite quick easy projects if you need like a gift or a hostess gift, or if you just need some new potholders. They come out really soft, and they're very well loved by everybody that I have given them to. So there's a couple of ways you can finish your potholders. This one is chenilled on both sides, and it has binding around the outside edge. Or my favorite way, you can chenille both sides, put them right sides together, stitch around, turn it, and then top stitch, and you are done. So to make two potholders, you will need 1 1/4 yards of homespun, a woven, or a yarn dye. And those they're made a little different, and they're usually the same or close to the same on both sides, so you can use either or, whichever side you like. And they have a little bit looser weave, so then you get that nice chenille look when you are done. There's a couple of other tools that you'll need for this project. You'll need a square ruler, a straight edge ruler, a marking pencil or pen, pins, a pair of scissors, or a chenille cutter. I do have a chenille cutter, but sometimes it's just easier to use your scissors. So I use my favorite pair of scissors, which are the Karen Buckley scissors. Absolutely love these. So first thing you're going to do with your fabric is you're going to cut strips. And in our kit, that we have you cutting strips at 9.5 inches, and you're cutting 9.5 inch squares. I like my potholders a little bit bigger, so I usually cut mine at 10 inches. So you can do either or. Doesn't matter, it just depends on how big you want your potholder to be in the end. So you're going to cut your squares, and you need 8 squares for each potholder. So if you're making 2 potholders, you need 16 squares total. And then you're going to stack up 4 squares, and you're going to take your straight edge, and you are going to mark diagonal, and then take your marking pen, and you're going to draw your first line. Now you can either do every 1/2 inch or every 3/8. I like to do 1/2 inch. So then I just bring my ruler out to my next one, line up on that line, draw my next line, line up on that line, draw my next line. Do that all the way till you get to that side, then turn your potholder and do the other side. Then you're going to pin. Now pinning is important on this particular project because we are going to be sewing on the bias, and we don't want our fabric to migrate and move as we are going, and we also don't want it to stretch. So if your square is this way and your grain runs this way, then your bias is going on the 45. So when I pin and stitch, I always turn my block so it is on point. So my bias is running this way, and then I pin going this way. That keeps everything from migrating south as you are stitching. You also it's a lot easier if you use your walking foot on your sewing machine to sew through these. I know we're only doing 4 layers on this one, but your walking foot will also keep everything nice and even, and you won't get your fabric traveling or stretching. So once you get everything marked and pinned, then you're going to stitch on those lines. So stitch with a matching thread or a contrasting thread, whatever you want to do, does not matter. So you do that with your first one, and then you do that with your second one. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit more texture on this one. I like to add in some extra padding in there so that I have extra insurance that I'm not going to get burnt. So on one of my layers, I will put a batting square, and I usually cut that 1/2 inch smaller than my original square. So I have 10-inch squares. I have a 9.5 inch batting square. So same thing, you just put that on the back, layer up, pin everything, sew on all your diagonal lines. So now you have your 2 ready to go. So now we are ready to start cutting our channels. So what you want to do is be sure that you get, as you can see I have my scissors in here, you want to leave that bottom 4th layer intact. You don't want to cut through that. You want to cut through your top 3. So you get your scissor into your channel, and then you just very carefully cut. Or if you have a chenille cutter, you would slide your little guide into the channel and then you would cut. So I don't know if you can see that really good there, but there's our top 3 layers. I'll slip my scissor in there. It's hard to do this on camera. Get my scissor slid into there, and then we cut those top 3 layers. And again, same thing, cutting through 3 layers and not 4. So here I am on my last channel, and so now this is all cut, as well as my other piece is all cut through there too. And you can see my 4th layer is in there and it is intact. Don't worry if you're not even on these in your cuts. It won't matter once we're done and we have this all washed up. So on to the next step. So now here we're ready to make a couple of decisions. So we are going to be layering our channels, so make sure our channels are all facing each other. So you can layer these so your chenille channels go all the same way if you want, or you can have them go 2 different ways. I usually just layer them up and let them be what they are. The other thing you need to decide is, do you want your corners rounded or do you want them square? I like to round the corners because then I don't have to deal with poking out and having all the bulk in the corner. So I take my coffee cup, put it in my corner, take my marking pen, and just draw around there. That's my stitch line. I'll do that on all 4 corners. And then once that is done, then you're going to take your pins or your Wonder Clips. I like Wonder Clips for the bulkier stuff. And so I just put my clips on every few inches all the way around, leaving an opening for turning right here. And then if you have your corners rounded, you're going to trim them first before you turn this. So I will have them rounded, so I'm going to sew all the way around and trim it off, and then I'll turn, and then I will be back for the last step. So here is our cute little pot holder all done. So I turned everything and I top stitched about 1/4 inch around the outside edge of my pot holder. And I started kind of roughing this up a little bit to try and get it to chenille so I could show you. But here is the other side. So it's already starting. And what I do at this point is I throw it in my washer with an old towel, and it fluffs up and it gets this beautiful chenille finish like this one when it comes out of the wash. They're nice and soft. They're durable. Everybody has loved them that I have gifted them to. And in fact, I probably should make myself some more. So if you would like to get a kit for these, we do have a link down in the description to take you to them on our website, or you can pick them up in the store. The kits are $14.99, and again, they will make 2 pot holders per kit. Have a great day and visit us at quiltpeddlerllc.com, or we'll see you in the shop.